Hi. We're gaming. Um, I learned how to do the Uber bug, and I just PB'd with it, and now I want to hunt it. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's the plan. I still don't have the two ATs I'm missing. But I don't care. I'm gonna concuss my Trackmania driver. Ooh, actually, what will happen if I do this while OBS is open? I want to reset my Windows audio driver real quick, just so that it doesn't fuck up. I'm gonna see what happens when I do this while OBS is open. Did it did it fuck everything? I think it might have fucked everything. No, it didn't. Did it? It didn't. It just paused my Spotify. Okay. Let me watch my run actually, since I just started stream. I literally just drove this just now. My quarter pipe was really bad, so I have a very improvable run. So that's good. And Ghost Plus Plus has decided to just suddenly start working again after it was really fucky yesterday. So that's epic. So the trick is you bug slide late. What I was doing yesterday and why I wasn't having any luck with it was you bounce off the wall the first time without breaking, and then you bug slide into the wall the second time, but I was breaking too early. You have to kind of delay your break for the bug slide quite a bit, and then it's not that inconsistent to at least get the Uber bug, even if it doesn't send you where you want it to, or it sends you too far, or just something happens. But that is what I've learned, is that just you break a little bit later and it works. Like a little bit later than I personally think would think to break, I guess, just from my own inexperience with this trick. Um, but yeah, because I've never hunted an Uberbug trick in this game or in any of the other games or anything. So this is like the first experience I have with any of this, really. Like it actually is kind of consistent. It's just you don't always go where you want to go. Sometimes you fly too far or too high. So the actual flying into the finish part is arguably RNG. I don't know. I literally just learned how to do it a few minutes ago. So, but I assume it's kind of RNG where the game decides you're going to fly. It of course matters, like your speed matters, the angle you have matters, but it definitely feels RNG, and I just don't think I have the angle here. I'm trying to just respawn it to practice, but I do not believe I have an angle here. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to export yesterday's VOD onto YouTube. Not that it matters, but I would like to still do that consistently. I just forgot to do it. I'll do it after this stream. I'll do both. Because yesterday's VOD was so random and like at like 1 or 2 a.m. So I just didn't think of doing it after I stopped my stream. Okay, if I hit it here, it would be very, very nice. Damn, okay. You have to delay so much. That was a 69 on the copium, which I don't know what place that would be. It's top 100 though. Also, the record was beaten some point today because it's not Cackney's record anymore, and it's pretty much the same run except Emilius's run just goes a lot lower and doesn't hit the light above the finish block. It just flies directly into the fin, like pretty low. So I'd imagine that the driving is nearly the same, just luckier Uber. I do wonder where this map will end up though. Like, is it sub 25 viable, or is that just not? I doubt it. I actually don't think that's possible. Like super super optimized into the point two, into 25.2, sure, I guess. Why not? But it probably won't get past that. I do not perceive a sub 25 or even a 25.1 or 25.0 might be out of the field because the map's already so optimized. Unless there's some new setup for the Uber bug found that is significantly faster somehow. Like, there's no way. Like, something so that you don't have to crash the wall first before getting the Uber. Because that would save time. I would assume. But I don't think you have the space to have a direct thing. Or maybe the original approach, I think the way it was discovered was there was some plastic bounce off the presents next to the wall, like to the right. If that comes back in some way and gives a faster setup, then maybe. But I'd imagine that would be more annoying of a setup if it were to be the case. I actually I never saw the original alignment or setup for it with the presents. I just remember hearing that that's what it was on day one. Yeah, the break, you break very late. Not like this late, but pretty late. And even then, you can just fly over it. Like, and I think it's, as far as I could tell, flying over it seems to be very easy. Easier than actually getting the finish. I don't know if anyone else has like streamed a whole ton of this map, but I'd imagine there have been plenty of world record fails to flying over it. No. It's weird. Sometimes you get one that's like very slow. Like you just kind of very delicately glide over to the finish and you don't get like a super fast direct just fly into the fin. And then the I almost said presents, the balloons in the air. If you have a bad uh, or a weird Uber bug, can just kill you. Of course, getting an actual good Uber bug, you don't go near them, but the balloons are an obstacle, unintended. Fuck. I turned in too late or too early the first turn in. Damn. Every time I have a good quarter pipe, I'm just like, oh, this could be good, and then I die. Because I my quarter pipe in my PV is so bad that I have like 0.2 just there that I can save or more. At least 0.2. It's also really easy to do the quarter pipe wrong. And that's honestly harder than the Uber bug. Getting this quarter pipe clean and low and fast is harder than the trick that the map you're actually hunting on the map. Where am I going? Where is it? Ah, balloon. Too high. Balloon. Maybe the balloons are a problem. Bad. Balloon. I'm doing anything I can to get the no respawn for this, and it's not working. Ah. I just want to see the copium timer. Because this felt good other than dying at the end. I'm releasing. Come on. Nope. Uh, 2592. But that was with the crash and releasing in the air. It was definitely faster than that if I got a good Uber. But I could not get a good Uber with my alignment or my setup in general. I had a bad Uber. Just any way I would have done it, I would have been too high or hit the balloon. Unfortunate. Wait, actually, I want to look at something. $252. 296. Okay. What about Cackney? The widest way I could say his name. 251. 299. Hmm. That 3 speed matters a lot, I think, actually. Between going too high and not going too high. Actually, let me look at my run before I move on. 244, so I'm already slow. 301. But then I got this, so maybe not. Oh shit, what did I just do? Oh, I clicked on the Discord button for stream elements in my OBS. That's what I did. Which is just below the exit button, which I doubt anybody has ever actually clicked instead of clicking the X on the OBS window. So good thing I didn't close my OBS. Is Spotify not coming through on stream? Have I been in silence this whole time? Why is that happening? Hello? Now it's going. I've been sitting here listening to music this whole time. That's annoying. It's been 20 minutes. Most of the time I don't have to, at least recently I haven't had to switch the application that OBS reads for Spotify. It just does it automatically. Like it just reads Spotify without me having to specify like something more specific in OBS, and it works fine. This time, not really. This time it didn't do that, which is annoying. This is slow. Yeah. Pretty much if I'm behind my PB after the quarter pipe, it's an instant reset because my PB has an awful quarter pipe. So if I'm slower than that, even if I have a little more speed, it's just not worth it. I need to be ahead on the quarter pipe. Do I have more time on this map than I do map 22? I think I do. I don't know what that was. Uh, it was a slow Uber. I clicked my respawn key and it just didn't go. Or my DNF key. Actually, wait, I'm curious about something. Okay, I am losing quite a bit on the quarter pipe alone, but how exactly? Like angle. It's hard to tell because it puts me in cam 3 in the replay. Like I have a shit quarter pipe in my PB, but still. I need to figure out the quarter pipe if I want to be fast anyway. Because you need exit speed, you need, yeah, exit speed and low. I turned in too late here. That's so far. I need to be hitting the wall initially, like here. Around, roughly. Yeah, it was already a lost cause. Too far left on that jump just means dead. I'm behind, but I have +7 speed. Let's see. Because getting that gear up on the dirt well means a lot for speed. Like my PB is -10 speed compared to world record off that jump on the dirt. And I'm pretty sure it's because I had a bad gear up. So I had no speed. That's why exit speed from the quarter pipe matters so much, because you need to be able to gear up before that jump, or like the moment you get on the dirt, pretty much, like just after the dirt starts, you have to gear up. Too early. I also had a shit bounce though. Yeah, I think the bounce is just bad. Yeah, I think the bounce just sucks. Do I not have speed? Hmm. I don't think I have speed for it. I'm not getting a... Yeah. Huh. Ew. What the hell? That gear is so painful. I forgot what my PB was before Uberbug. I think I got a 27.9. Maybe not. Maybe a 28.0. I don't remember. Actually, I clipped my Uberbug PB so I could just look at it there. Let's see. 28.117 was my PB before I hit the Uberbug and actually got a run. I improved it like very slightly just before going for Uberbug attempts. Just for the hell of it. Because I think I just had a good start and a good quarter pipe, so I was like, why not? Yeah, if I'm behind in the checkpoint after the quarter pipe, it's completely over. That means I will not have the gear. I will not have any speed. Huh. I'm not getting it anymore. Yeah, that's a bad gear. 238 on the jump. Absolutely vile. Two 43. I'm not getting good speed. Like, I'm struggling with that left turn on the dirt because the gear up is so terrible that I'm afraid to turn too early because then I just lose all of my speed if I turn in the gear. I don't know. I have to check something in OBS. Did I fuck something up? I don't know. It looks like my stream's in 30 FPS in OBS. And it's been bugging me every day the last like week that I've streamed. Because I've streamed a decent amount this week, almost every day. Two 47, but I'm all the way on the left because I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy looking at my speedometer. I don't know what it looks like. Everything's 30 FPS. Is that? Let me open my stream. Is it just my preview? It's annoying. Let's see. Oh god, I have not been on my own Twitch page while I'm streaming in such a long time. It looks fine on actual stream. So I guess it's just my OBS preview that's being really fucky. The OBS preview is in 30 FPS, which I guess is fine because it saves resources, but it is deceiving. I don't remember it being like that in the past. Huh. Was not a good face to freeze on. Yeah, see, I turned in the gear there, 224 on the jump. Like, that gear is so perfectly placed to be terrible. And for a map that requires speed, even for the normal route, having more speed equal good. That's really bad. 245. I'm not getting 255. What the hell? And I'm not getting the Uberbug alignment either. $250. And a small little hop onto the wall. Yippee. The flying through the balloons like that reminds me of that one khaki map from like 2021 where it was all those plastic pieces just in the air that you had to fly through into a finish ring. I wasn't even playing the game back then. I just remember seeing clips of it after the fact. That's what that reminds me of. It might have been 2022 khaki. I don't know. It was either 21 or 22. Okay. I had a bad alignment. I had like 251 off the jump, so I was like, ooh, yippee. I think above 250 is fine. And obviously you can hit it with below because my PB does it, but obviously the more speed, the faster you are. What a profound statement. Let me recalibrate. I'm dying tracking wise. Okay. Sometimes I don't have to recalibrate every stream. Other times I have to recalibrate multiple times a stream. At some point, I will get a better mounting setup for my phone, but also I feel like I shouldn't care that much because I don't even have my own model. So that's a thing I've wanted to get for a while now, but I'm afraid to talk to people. So I've not done that. commissioning someone and being like, hello, this is my OC. Draw. That's terrifying. Because I don't even have an OC, I just have an idea. I can't draw myself to get that idea even down on the metaphorical paper. Theoretical paper, I guess, rather. So it's just in my brain. $240. Yuck. No, I got a really good Uber bug too. Well, good as in it sent me in the direction I want, but not where I need to go. 2633. I have minus speed, so that is Dedge. I wish I was an RPG player, because then I could optimize this quarter pipe so much easier, because that's what those players know how to do really well, is stuff like that. I have no speed. I hit the candle. Okay. World's slowest superbug? No. My playlist is looping. Well, this isn't a playlist. This is literally just the Sulfur album from Asian Kung Fu Generation. But I would like to listen to something else. Why is one of their album covers like a ball sack? What the fuck? Okay. What a silly map. What a comical experience. A 49 or 8. Uh. Okay, that's the second time I've had that happen to me. First time was before I started stream. Has that been used in khaki before? Getting that specific kind of Uber bug? Oh, I got it again. If there's a way to make that like happen often, or just it's khaki, so like it doesn't have to be consistent, it just has to be a stupid trick. This, whatever this setup I have is, it's consistent. As long as you get it. What the hell? Yippee. Okay. I think this is my most played map in the campaign, which is kind of sad. I don't think I've ever hunted a map in the first 5 ever. Because normally I hunt ice maps, so I'm always hunting either a red map or a black map. A black map in the last several seasons, but they used to make red ice maps. They don't anymore for some reason. I'm of the opinion that there could be 2 ice maps in the campaign. One could be like a blue or a green map, and it could be really easy. And then another could be like map 24 and be like more complex, and it would be fine because they repeat files all the time. They're like 2 or 3 full speed maps. Most of the time, there's like 10 full speed maps in a campaign. They can repeat some other styles, man. Not everything's got to be tech and full speed and like weird dirt map. I would like to see both an easy ice map and a more challenging ice map in a campaign. A winter's campaign would make sense for such a thing. Like I know the seasons of the seasons that the campaigns are in don't really necessarily have to affect the styles of maps they build, but if there's any time to do something like that, it would be in winter. But it's just that ice is the only surface that could be applicable to a season because every other surface is just year round. They do a lot of stuff with water during summer campaigns usually. So I guess that could be the summer gimmick is water. But then what the hell would you do for fall or winter or spring, you know? Fall would be like mud. Like that weird water dirt combination thing that people have done in Track of the Day once or twice, where you like slide on dirt really weirdly. Didn't they do that in the campaign last season, or like 2 seasons ago? That could be the spring thing. Although I doubt anyone wants to play that more than once a year. That's too niche for it to be common. Too weird. Also, don't know why fall would be that anyway. $225 because I turned in the gear. Awesome. It's hot in my room. This is annoying. $245 and a bad angle. I don't know how you get to 255 there. That turn is too awkward with the gear for me. Because they're not going particularly wider for the gear up or anything. They're just doing the turn. I do not believe I have a setup here for a no respawn. If I release, maybe. Maybe not. Steer release? No. Hmm. I want to check something again. Okay. It's like just about a full block, like a block and a half before the green arrow is where they uber bug. Also, Emilius does this counter steer in the air, which I don't believe actually does anything, but let me see. Yeah, Cockney just kind of taps both ways. But he also gets the weird crash into the light. But so does Gunjus, who I assume this is not their actual name. I don't know who this is, though. Oh, he counter steers. But he also doesn't have a rotation. Hefest gets direct, doesn't counter steer. Scrappy does not counter steer. So it doesn't matter. I'm simply just studying. None of that info probably matters, but I'm simply increasing my knowledge. If only I could do that for something useful, like learning a language or an instrument. Instead, I will learn about car rotation in video game and World of Warcraft lore, which I actually don't know what's going on right now in WoW. Story-wise, I don't care, but I probably know more about WoW's universe than I do about the real life world, which really goes to show the American education system. Political streamer, political. I'm gonna talk about politics now. I don't care. Well, I care, but I don't care. I have things that I will not say. Candle. I fear this left turn so much because of the gear and the cake. I had like 248 on the jump. And I had a bad setup. Like the cake on the right side makes it so much worse. Although it's plastic, so you could probably get away with hitting it. It might even boost you forward a little. But obviously, not ideal to hit it. You would have to hit it in a very peculiar way for it to actually not be slower. Where am I? Oh. That was way too late. Like that Uber bug was below the green sign, which is so late. It's also a very slow Uber. Obviously, the distance between where you start it and the finish also matters. So you don't want to be really far away either. Ooh. I've been slamming into a wall for the last like hour and a half. I've only been live for an hour, but I was playing for maybe half an hour before I started my stream. I PB'd with the Uber bug and I was like, let's stream some attempts in case I PB. Then I can have like my mic on and just have the clip instead of having to shadow play. And then shadow play takes up like space on my PC, which I have to clear out my shadow play folders and my replay folders from this game. Like I said yesterday, I have like 1.5 gigs of replay files that I'm never ever going to look at. I don't think I've ever, other than for putting a GPS in a map I build I've never, other than yesterday when I looked at my full speed PB ghost for a second, I've never used the replay editor in this game. I've never had a reason. So other than saving replays to put a GPS in a map, I've never used, I've never had a use for replays. Because that's how GPS is put into a map. You drive a run, save the replay, and then put it in the media tracker. And set the camera to the ghost and blah blah blah. Or at least that's like the very basic way of doing it. I don't know. I don't know how they do GPSs with like a bunch of effects and cool transitions and shit. That's some advanced stuff that I can't be asked to learn. Like cinematic camera angles and shit. Nope. I don't care. That's for the real mappers to know. And for me to think that's cool. Hmm. I have to release to get that set up, but then I'm going too high. Because my car doesn't rotate enough if I don't release. For this setup specifically. Because I had a bad setup. I don't know how much longer I want to crash into a wall for it, to be honest. As you could imagine, it is kind of mind-numbing to sit here smashing into a wall for extended periods of time. This is the kind of thing you do in like very short bursts, and you will just randomly PB, and then it'll be like, oh, I didn't really mean to do that, but I did. But actually sitting here trying to PB, feel like I'm just wasting time a little bit. I have a really bad alignment because I didn't line up to the right enough. Ugh. Definitely not a thing, but is this a thing? No. Let me try a different thing here. No. Oh no. Like wall banging the quarter pipe. Zero speed. I had like 236 on the jump or something. I don't know why I'm so bad at that part. and I have no speed there. $249, which is better. Ah. Zero speed, 238. That turn is so awful. It's so annoying, that gear. There's no way it's only me struggling with that, though. I refuse to believe that. Going for a swim. Actually, I'm curious. I want to watch the guy I'm tied with. $252. I had a better Uber bug, but they had a better run overall. Both of our quarter pipes were kind of shit, though. His was a little better than mine, even though we're tied. Mine was. Is mine not as bad as I remember it? I'm pretty sure mine sucks. Oh, we love Cam 3. I just stay in the air too much at the very end of it. Why am I behind? Yeah, look at that. Turning too early for the gear. That's what happens. And then it's so badly mapped, man. It's so bad. Hmm. Wait, I released in the air a little bit. I don't know why I did that. That could have been a PB, though, if I didn't do that tiny release in the air. Because that Uber bug was good. Or PB on copium timer, rather. That fucking dirt turn is so awful. Why did they build it like that? It's the classic case of one block longer fixes the entire problem. Watching the ghost do that's funny. Yeah, see how bad my quarter pipe is? I had a worse start and I'm ahead. Cake. I haven't had cake in forever. I don't necessarily want cake, but it has been a long, long time. Thing I notice in my VODs that makes me want to increase my noise gate a little is you can hear my keyboard, but like not all of it, but also it's like just enough of it for it to be annoying. It's like you hear like the very start of the click of my keyboard of each key press, but then it cuts it out. But you hear the very like initial like click. And I don't have a tactile key switch. Or do I? I don't have like a blue switch type, like a clicky. I have like a they're glorious pandas, so they're like clone holy pandas. So they're tactile, but they're not clicky. They sound nice though. I feel like I get a lot of height there, and I've seen people go farther than I'm jumping right there. It's kind of weird. Fuck. 2612 again. That was my attempt at a double backflip. But fuck. That's annoying. And now I'm not getting it again. Come on. Hello? Okay. I don't know if there's some way I should be reducing height. I don't think it's possible to control. It's just kind of what the game decides to do with you. That was a 2594, which is not a PV, but I released quite a bit in the air. Actually, wait. PF the whole time. Cacne releases like the entire ending because they got way too much height. Cam 3 bug, but yeah. Juice also releases quite a bit. So I guess just stop accelerating if you go too high and then just pray. This feels really awful to do. I think it's probably almost about time for me to not play this anymore because I've been doing this for almost 2 hours straight. Not like the first half hour was off stream, but I don't know how much more slamming my face into a wall I can take right now. Uh, Sometimes that happens. It's annoying. You just kind of fly away without being able to bug slide. Did I wall touch? Hello? I keep looking at the world records, but I need to inspect. No, there's no angle here. It's just straight. It just feels like I'm not going as far with the jump. I don't know. It feels like I'm doing something wrong there. Kind of hard to explain it though. I think I've gotten one no respawn run this entire stream, and it was not a PB. I'm so curious. I could probably find a clip of it. I don't know. The first setup for the Uber bug that used the presence, because I don't know what that looked like. I'm just curious to see what it was. I don't know if it was on stream or if there's like a Reddit post for it, but if it's on Reddit, I will not look at it. And I will stay ignorant. I had a bad angle. I wasn't on the white line. Why am I losing tracking so much? Like every little movement I make, I lose tracking. It's really annoying. What am I doing? Spotify. That's what I'm doing. Um, Actually, do I end? I'll do another like 5-10 minutes. But yeah, it's been like almost 2 hours of me doing this. So I don't want to do it for much longer. I kept hearing my ghost gear and I could not focus. I completely lost focus. One reason why I don't normally play against ghosts is you can hear them for some reason. I don't know why. Wonder I don't think there's a setting. I don't know where they would even be. Like, no. There has to be a setting to mute ghost sounds, like the car sound of ghosts when you're racing them. Because I don't want to hear the other car's engine. That sucks. There's probably some like ghost plugin for like viewing ghosts more advanced, like for more options and shit, that has a setting like that. But I'm talking about the vanilla game. As I was talking about yesterday, how the vanilla game sucks. And there's so many quality of life things that people have made plugins for that really should just be in the game normally, because it would be convenient, and also because then it also allows console players to have better experience that only people with Open Planet have right now. Like the input viewer and the gear display, I think those should just be in the game, to be honest. No reason for them not to be. They can be toggleable, but I think they should be in the game. I don't want to get into this again though, because that's literally all I talked about yesterday. Or partially what I talked about when I was complaining and being annoying about Trackmania. But I desire quality of life. Simple as. And also, I'm I've decided I'm done crashing into a wall. I'm not even top 1 New York. That's crazy. Damn. Top 30 North America though. Yeah, I've not gotten these medals yet because I haven't played those maps in 2 or 3 days. But whatever. I'm gonna end my stream now. Thanks for watching. I'll be back soon as usual. Thanks for the follow tonight. Bell Herring. Probably said that wrong. Appreciate it. See you soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.